Now, we know about the Steelers, but do we really know about the Vikings? Just last week, sources close to ESPN indicated that Minnesota was moving beyond discussions with Aaron Rodgers and setting their sights on the young and promising J.J. McCarthy. However, an intriguing twist emerged when McCarthy himself joined our colleague Kay Adams on Up and Adams, where he made some particularly revealing comments about the ongoing situation. When asked about when he received confirmation that he was a guy in Minnesota, McCarthy's response was both telling and refreshing. He admitted that no one had explicitly told him that he was a starting quarterback and that he was glad for it. His reasoning? He wants to earn that title every single day. He sees it as a privilege, an opportunity to prove himself, and he has no interest in being handed anything. For any veteran in that Vikings locker room, that answer is exactly what they want to hear. It speaks to leadership, work ethic, and the kind of mentality that can galvanize a team. The question remains, however, should the Vikings be so quick to pass on Aaron Rodgers? Bart Scott, ever the analyst, took a detective's approach to the situation. He wonders if Minnesota is still internally debating whether to bring in Rodgers, especially considering that Pittsburgh remains the only real destination for the veteran quarterback, yet no deal has been finalized. Could it be that back-channel discussions are quietly taking place to maneuver Rodgers to Minnesota? When you examine the Vikings' offseason moves, signing Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, Ryan Kelly, and Fries, it's clear that this is a team going all in. They are building a roster designed to compete for a championship. But here's the critical question. Are they willing to trust an improving rookie quarterback to lead them there? History tells us that the odds are slim. Only twice in the modern NFL era has a first-year starter won a Super Bowl, Tom Brady in 2001 and Kurt Warner in 1999. And let's be clear, those were extraordinary circumstances. No one expected those players to lead their teams to the mountaintop. So if you're Minnesota, do you roll the dice on a rookie and hope for another Cinderella story? Or do you make the move that gives you the best chance to win now? The arguments for Rodgers are compelling. Despite the noise about his decline, those who have studied every snap he took last season, including our own analysts, believe that the reports of his demise are greatly exaggerated. His struggles weren't about talent. They were about protection. Tyron Smith breaking down early in the season left Rodgers exposed, and that had a ripple effect on his performance. When healthy and protected, he still played at a level that could elevate a team like Minnesota beyond mere playoff contention. But what about the long-term strategy? The Vikings made an organizational commitment when they traded up to draft McCarthy. By all accounts, he was outperforming Sam Darnold in the preseason before an injury sidelined him. The franchise's actions suggest that they see McCarthy as a guy, regardless of external speculation. However, the harsh reality of the NFL is that windows for contention are small, and when an opportunity presents itself, like having $32 million in cap space and a future Hall of Fame quarterback available, you have to ask whether patience is a luxury Minnesota can afford. This is a classic conundrum of short-term success versus long-term stability. If the goal is winning a Super Bowl this year, history suggests that an experienced quarterback is the safer bet. If the priority is developing McCarthy and building a sustained contender, then letting him learn on the job makes sense. But what happens if Minnesota starts slow? What if McCarthy shows those inevitable rookie struggles? The pressure will mount, and suddenly the conversation shifts from trusting the process to questioning whether they let a golden opportunity slip away. Meanwhile, across the league, the New York Giants find themselves in a similarly precarious situation, but with even more dysfunction. Our own Angry Pete from New Jersey put it bluntly, this franchise is caught in a cycle of mediocrity, sticking with quarterbacks for too long, making reactionary decisions, and failing to commit to a clear long-term strategy. The comparison to the Chicago Bears is apt, an organization that continuously resets but never truly progresses. Giants ownership has made it clear they want to win now. That directive clashes with the reality of where the team is and where it needs to go. Their over-under for wins in Vegas is set at 3.5. Yet they're operating as if they're a contender. They're stuck between trying to remain competitive and needing to rebuild, which often results in a lost season where neither goal is truly accomplished. At the heart of it all is the ongoing debate that every struggling franchise must face. Do you take the short-term Band-Aid approach and bring in a veteran like Russell Wilson, or do you fully commit to the painful but necessary process of developing a young quarterback? The Giants have been here before. Loyalty to Eli Manning lasted too long. A miscalculation on Daniel Jones' contract set them back, and now they're caught in a cycle of indecision. In the grand scheme, this is the NFL's greatest dilemma. Teams must balance risk and reward, patience and urgency, hope and reality. The Vikings believe they've found their future in J.J. McCarthy, but will their commitment hold if they struggle early? And if Aaron Rodgers is still available, does Minnesota truly believe they are better off without him? The answers to these questions could define the franchise for years to come.